Chapter 2. The Vision and the Journey begins. The whispers of her great-grandmother's voice echoed in Sinelia's mind, transforming from a distant murmur to a resonant call that vibrated through her entire being. The vision was unlike anything she had experienced before, vivid, urgent, and profoundly personal. In the soft light of early morning, Sinelia sat at the worn wooden table in her family's modest kitchen, her fingers tracing the rough edges of an old wooden spoon. The vision replayed in her mind, her great-grandmother, dressed in a flowing green dress that seemed woven from leaves and moonlight, stood in a lush garden hidden behind misty mountains. Her eyes, deep and knowing, bore into Sinelia's soul. "The garden must be protected," the apparition had whispered. "Our legacy, our healing, our hope, it all depends on you." Doubt crept into Sinelia's mind. She was just a 12-year-old girl from a struggling village. How could she possibly protect something so mysterious, so important? Her hands trembled slightly, revealing the mix of excitement and fear brewing within her. Her mother, Elena, noticed her daughter's distant gaze. "Sinelia?" she asked, placing a hand on the girl's shoulder. "What's troubling you?" Sinelia hesitated. Would they understand? Would they believe her? The village had long forgotten the stories of their ancestral connection to the land. Years of industrial encroachment had eroded their traditional knowledge, replacing it with survival and compromise. "I had a vision," she finally said, her voice soft but determined. "From great-grandmother. About a garden. A secret garden that can heal our village." Her father, Marco, looked up from mending a worn farming tool. His weathered hands paused, and a flicker of recognition passed across his face. Unlike many in the village, he had listened to the old stories, had heard whispers of a magical place that once sustained their community. "Tell me more," Marco encouraged, setting down his tool. Sinelia described the vision in intricate detail. The misty mountains, the vibrant plants that seemed to pulse with an inner light, the sense of urgency her great-grandmother conveyed. As she spoke, the kitchen seemed to grow warmer, more alive. Elena and Marco exchanged a meaningful glance. They had seen their daughter's intuition, her deep connection to the land that seemed to skip generations. While the village had become cynical and defeated, Sinelia remained hopeful, curious, connected. "The journey will be difficult," Marco warned. "The mountains are treacherous, and the path is uncertain." But in his eyes, Sinelia saw something else: belief, support, a rekindling of an ancient hope. Her mother began preparing supplies: dried herbs, a water flask, a small packet of seeds preserved from their diminishing garden. Each item was chosen with care, a silent acknowledgement of Sinelia's mission. "You must be prepared," Elena said, her hands moving with practiced efficiency. "The land will test you, but it will also guide you." As the morning light filled the kitchen, Sinelia packed her small bag. The diary of her great-grandmother, discovered in a hidden drawer, would be her most precious companion. Its pages held secrets, recipes, and wisdom about the garden's healing properties. The village outside was waking up, a landscape of faded colors and diminished hopes. But inside this kitchen, something was stirring. A legacy was being rekindled, a hope was being born. "I'll find the garden," Sinelia declared, her voice steady and clear. "And I'll bring healing back to our people." Her parents watched her, a mixture of pride and apprehension in their eyes. They knew their daughter was no ordinary child. She was a bridge between the forgotten past and a potential future, a guardian of a legacy long suppressed by industrial greed. As Sinelia stepped outside, the morning mist seemed to part before her. The mountains in the distance called to her, their peaks holding secrets waiting to be unveiled. Her journey was beginning, and with each step she carried the hopes of her family, her village, and the whispers of generations past. The Secret Garden.
Like and comments and subscribe to. See you on the next chapter.